back to Corpse Party! Blood Drive! And I did something weird with my hair, and I feel like it ages me a bit, and I don't know if I like that, but whatever. This is the third game, I believe, in Corpse Party, at least. I think there was one for the Vista, but I don't know much about that, so I don't know where in the line of games. But anyway, so we're gonna do a new chapter, because we haven't done. Ooh, chapter 0. A faint light. Do I click? Yes, okay, I click. Obviously, I never know how loud the noise is going to be to my talking. I turned them down to start, so let me know if it's, like, it's bad. Class rep. A lot of screaming. Ayumi. Sis? Uh-oh. Oh, that didn't look good. That didn't look good at all. It had been 2 months since the Book of Shadows incident. I had been critically wounded by the blowback from the sorcery I'd involved myself with, but Nakashima was there to carry me out from the crumbling Shinozaki estate. The two of us were picked up on the side of the old mountain road and rushed to a hospital, where I was restored to stable condition. I don't know what they're talking about, because Book of Shadows didn't give me everything, at least not in all the stuff I saw, but I'll go off the anime, not the anime, the live action, because they did make a live action of Book of Shadows too. Though the ending was a bit dark. The grimoire, responsible for so much of the horror everyone had been through the Book of Shadows, was buried in the rubble of the estate when its roof collapsed. Hard to believe that over 2 months had passed since the fall of the Heavenly Host Elementary, since the 5 of us were returned safely to the real world. Uh-oh. Did we do it right? That's weird. According to the urban legend site, tearing the paper doll is supposed to cause an earthquake and you get spirited away. Hey, that's not the kind of thing you invite your friends to do with you, is it? That's so mean! Sorry guys, but now we'll always be together, right? After Sachiko vanished from the closed spaces, the effects of the Sachiko Ever After vanished from the world along with her. And certainly no one was going to miss a place like that, where countless lives beings were traps, their lives snuffed out violently and traumatically. But along with the school, the lives of our friends and our teacher were also erased, and they weren't just dead, but wiped from existence entirely. I know she's real. Why won't anyone believe me? Listen, there's no such person as Seiko. Now take your medicine, please. No! Naomi, take the medicine. Take it. No! I'm not crazy. I'm not. I remember that picture from the other game. We may have been the lucky ones to survive, but for us, these past 2 months had been hell on earth. Someone please help. Class rep, hang in there. Sis. No, I won't let you die. This was my fault for heedlessly performing an occult ritual. I suffered heavy wounds with major blood loss. I was in the hospital for weeks. But I was finally released just yesterday. She's just so chibi. Returning to school at Kisaragi Academy for the first time since the incident. When I reached the front gate, I stopped and stared at the school grounds, shrinking back a bit. I knew that once I passed through these gates, I'd be reminded of a reality where Suzumoto, Miss Yui, and the others no longer exist. Shinozaki, yeah. Guys. These were the only people in the world who understood me, the only people I could relate to, the only ones who remembered our 4 departed friends. Welcome back. Congratulations on your recovery. Stop touching her boob. Just feeling her up. Oh, I can move. Hey, Shinozaki, finally let you out, did they? Kishinuma. Shinozaki, welcome back. Thanks. Are you okay, Yumi? I'm fine, Yuka, thank you. Welcome back. Alright. At this point, I still didn't know. I didn't know that even outside of the closed space of the Heavenly Host, even here in the real world. Sachiko ever after. Yeah. Everybody sure does love the fortune-telling stuff. I gotta find a new one for next time. I hope Mom will work the early shift today. I'm starving. Slam the door! Yeah, Mama. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, her back is broken. What was funny is I think when I was researching this game last night, I actually saw a drawing, I think from the comic, where that happened. Oh, it's dark, Sachiko, is it? The curse has reached its growing. Oh, oh. We get an intro? Should I duck? Oh. Watch the entire intro get muted. Or copyrighted. Hello. That didn't look like a tear. Okay. Because one, tears pour from here. Just FYI, guys. Welcome home. How was it? Still can't believe your luck. Tripping and falling on, what was it again? A cutting tool? And that's all it took to put you out of commission for 2 months? Life certainly is fragile. What were you doing anyway? I hope you're not dabbling in that occult business like your sister. Leave me alone! And Hinoe, disappearing like always. I swear these girls of mine are giving me gray hairs. Calm your tits, girl. That same horrible scene played out in my memory once more. A massive earthquake rippled through the basement of the Shinozaki estate, leaving it teetering on the edge of collapse. Worse still, the whole place was in flames. Hinoue's mangled form appeared as if shimmering in the firelight, red glinting off the red around the edges of the blades that were rapidly slicing her flesh. They danced around and through her almost whimsically prompted unnatural gyrations throughout her body without ever letting her so much as touch the ground. I grabbed onto Hinoue's body in a vain attempt to pull her to safety, but Hinoue used what little strength she had left to push me back. You need to live, Ayumi. Remember, your sister will be with you always in your heart. I think they used the "you need to live" in the movie, but it was Kishinuma who said it. I could distinctly hear those words in the back of my head, spoken in a soft, soothing voice. It was short-lived, however, as the ceiling suddenly became webbed with cracks and fissures, and massive beams fell from above, crushing her upper body entirely. With this, I shot to my feet and began running in circles, screaming uncontrollably. I would have run right into a rapidly spreading fire if Naomi hadn't caught me. My hands and feet were covered in red bruises and cuts from the swarm of blades that my spell had summoned. Naomi was bleeding as well, but nowhere near as badly. No, class rep, we have to go. Yeah. How loud is the voice in your ear? Should I turn it down? Nakashima and I wanted more than anything to bring our friends back, so we'd gone for Root of Curse behind Sachiko Shinozaki and Heavenly Host Elementary. We sought and found another place that shouldn't exist, the estate of Yoshie and Sachiko Shinozaki. It was supposedly torn down long ago, but there it stood. Okay. I can always change it next episode if I don't like it in editing. In its basement, we found an old book of spells known as the Book of Shadows. Convinced I could undo the horrors I'd seen, I decided to try a little black magic of my own. This inevitably led to the worst nightmare of them all. I was attacked from all sides, uncertain what was real and what was not. The wounds I endured should have been fatal. I don't know how she knew where I was, but just as things seemed bleakest, Sis came rushing in to my rescue. In the end, the only thing made worse, all I did was add one more sacrifice to the pile. I should have died. It should have been me. I'm responsible for everyone's death. It should have been me. Go ahead then. Die. Die. Hello, random person. Come on, don't stop. Just die already. With one shoe on my desk and sporting a rare open-mouth version of a shit-eating grin, a boy wearing a black parka was just somehow there in my room without explanation. Who? If you're about to die, why do you care who I am? Clearly, you're not serious about this at all. Like I said, you're not serious, you're just deluding yourself. Where's your mind at, bitch? Aren't you going to looking to save yourself, spare yourself from all the suffering? So stop lashing out and do something about it, you fucktard. Ain't nobody else gonna come to your rescue. Who the hell are you? What do you want? Why have you come here? Stop screaming. I'm nobody. And this is gonna be real boring if it ends with you lying to yourself. Without a word, he motioned for me to put my hand out and unceremoniously plopped a piece of 10-yen gum into it. The boy smiled with a cold yet kindly expression, then finally took his leave by jumping out the window. All I could do was stand there and sob. Shinozaki's house should be somewhere around here, I think. Yo. Huh? Hell of a fashion sense that kid's got. Says the guy hasn't changed his clothes in years! Now that Heavenly Host Elementary is gone, what do? How do I repent my sins? Stand. Bow! Nice work, everyone. Hey, Satoshi. Hmm? You brought lunch today, right? Let's eat on the roof. Oh, sure. Seems like a nice day for that. Let's go. How normal they seem. Wow, the sky's clear as can be, not a single cloud. Yeah, it's quite blue. Love the autumn sun. How about here? I gotta say though, my lunchbox sure feels light. What'd you bring today, Yoshiki? I had some time, so I fried up a little something. Man, your kitchen skills are really impressive. I'm guessing I've just got last night's leftovers. Sounds like first world problems, if you ask me. You think so? Or bread or something. Well, now, lunch all the way up here. It's a fine day today, so I bet your food will be all the more delicious. Random chick! Miss Kuon, Niwa. I think. She's the AT. Yeah. This was our class's TA, not AT. Miss Kuon Niwa, age 24. She was an English teacher with white hair, blue eyes, and a soft, delicate voice. So she's not Japanese. She shouldn't be. We asked our classmates about her the day we returned from Heavenly Host Elementary. They said she was a teacher who'd come to our school half a year ago, but the five of us had no memory of that. In our world, the one we came from, we had Miss Yui instead, filling the exact same role. So we meant no offense to Miss Kuon, but her presence here, this reality just felt inherently wrong to those of us who survived the Heavenly Host incident. Do you not have any lunch, Satoshi? At least she's wearing pants. Or shorts. What is it you'd most like to eat? Huh? What's your favorite food? Pork cutlets on rice, I guess. Okay. Goodbye. What's she up to? She's probably just messing with you. Guess I'll go buy some bread at the cafeteria or something. Okay. But you should probably hurry up. I mean, lunch has already started, so I doubt they have a whole lot left at this point. Ah, crap. You're right. Okay, wait here. I'll be back. Well, B2 run. Drains your stamina. If you run out clearly, you won't be able to move again for a short time. Oh, that's nice. I ran for a split second. I didn't make it. Told you they'd run out here. You can have one of my fried shrimp. Open up. Wow, that's a word my brain doesn't want right now. It's shown, right? Upon meeting those with the magnificent golden fried shrimp. I am having a moment with words. Really, thank you so much, Just shove it in his mouth. Or this random crap. What? What is this? You must be Mr. Soti Mochida. Huh? Me? I am, but, I've come to deliver your lunch. What? Man in Black handed over a lacquer box containing pork cutlets on rice with egg. Picture perfect in every way. It was my favorite meal down to the last detail. What the fuck is happening? Yoshiki, utterly dumbfounded, loosened his grip on the fried shrimp he was holding. It plumped to the ground, defeated by his new contender. Okay. I'm down, I guess. What is Miss Kuon? We're just gonna introduce all the new characters before we move into this. Class rep. The classroom glowed with a golden hue of twilight, but my gaze was fixed to the door. It must have been obvious to Nakashima that I had a lot on my mind. Are you okay? She asked this as she sat down at the desk in front of me, facing backward. She was trying to comfort me. But she had dark circles under her eyes, too. She and I must have looked very similar to one another from an outside perspective. My left hand was still wrapped in bandages. It throbbed incessantly, reminding me of the previous night's events. I ignored it as best I could and forced an empty smile. I'm sorry. I won't cause any more trouble. Huh? Trouble? What do you mean? I couldn't bring myself to answer that. I just flashed another smile. A confusing one that must have looked very strange to her, and left the classroom. Class rep. Did I just see Shinozaki leaving? What's wrong, Naomi? Our class rep seems to be taking everything really hard. We should try to support her a little. She's not the only one, Naomi. You've been pretty hard on yourself too, don't you think? I'm fine. I mean, I'm not the only one suffering. We've all got to be strong for one another. I just hope she doesn't do anything drastic. As I walked, I thought back to my time in the hospital. I was lying in bed, arms and legs virtually mummified in bandages, when a woman with flowers came in to see me. Hello, you don't know me, but oh my, you really do look just like your sister. Who are you? My name is Mirai Yamamura. Hinoe, your sister and I are both part of the Wicca Institute, an association dedicated to worship of spirits. So you know sis? I do. That's why I've come to see you. As she said this, she placed a bouquet of flowers on the small table by the bed and looked around the room with a curious expression on her face. Are your parents not here at the moment? They're out shopping. I see. So neither your father nor your mother know, then, about Hinoe's death. The day she lost her life, before she went after you to the old Shinozaki estate, the last person she contacted was me. Sis contacted you? She probably understood her fate and accepted it. The spirits can reveal a person's time of death if you let them. But she was prepared to take action regardless. She didn't care what the consequences might be. She really was an amazing person. Tears began to pour from my eyes, and I couldn't do anything to stop them. But seriously, tears don't... That's one thing I had to learn in drawing, is tears don't... They can, over if you cry enough. They don't usually fall here. They fall here. The tear duct is here. So, you cry here. But that doesn't look as good in art, I will admit. Am I the only one? No? I had been sitting up in bed, but unconsciously started to curl into a fetal position as best I could with the bandages. Yamamura put her hand on my back to comfort me. Ayumi, I've come here to bestow Hinoe's last wish to you. Huh? Retrieve the grimoire, the Book of Shadows, the forbidden book that's been passed down through the Shinozaki family for generations. If that book should ever fall into the wrong hands, the world would most assuredly be plunged into utter chaos. See, we of the WI are an association of white witches who commune with spirits and abide by the will of nature. Hinoe was initially hesitant to involve herself with anything related to the Shinozaki bloodline, having defied her parents and rejected her lineage. But in recent years, she's been sensing the presence of the book and growing more and more intrigued. The other Wiccans and I look for it, of course, but we found no hint of it at the site of Yoshie and Sachiko Shinozaki's estate. We were surprised to find burned beams and the other debris at the old house on what we expected to be nothing more than a vacant lot, but that was all we found. Yet, even though it wasn't there, I can still sense it. Its presence remains somewhere in this world. Yamamura looked directly into my eyes. Did you know that someone else was living in the city who shares her bloodline with you and Yoshie Shinozaki? Yamamura pulled the notepad from her pocket and carefully wrote the name and address on the top sheet. She then tore the page and handed it to me. Makina Shinozaki. I knew that name. It was on the family tree. Yeah. In the Shinozaki estate's basement, Yoshie's grandmother had 3 daughters, and the second was Makina, so Yoshie's mother's younger sister, Yoshie's aunt. Makina's house is deserted now. If you were to go there, you might find some clues that would help lead to the Book of Shadows. We tried, but we were too strongly connected to the spirit world. We just couldn't enter the room. I don't know what exactly you might find there, but if you have the strength to fulfill Hinoe's last request, I'd like to ask you to try. And with that, Yamamura simply turned and left the hospital room. Sis's last request. Yes. On the other side of the door, a peculiar girl stood and waited. As soon as Yamamura had covered enough distance to put me out of earshot, the two of them spoke. Nice work. Is that good enough? Can I go now? Just you people breathing make my skin crawl, but I won't kill you, so yeah, that's good enough. Now get out of my face. Yamamura ran away as quickly as she could without drawing attention to herself. As if in response, the intimidating girl in the peculiar outfit spat on the hospital wall. Man, hard to find anyone these days who's not a dumbass. As she mumbled these words, she sneaked a sidelong glance at me in my room. I was completely oblivious. Hinoe Shinozaki. Died away too easily. Worthless piece of shit. I can already tell I don't want this bitch to be part of my game. But I got a feeling she will. It was time to meet my fate. I had no trouble locating Makina's residence. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I found was just an ordinary apartment building. I couldn't involve Mochida and the others in this. They'd been through enough already. Besides, this was family matter. My bloodline was responsible for the whole mess, so it was only right that I be the one to make amends alone. This is the place, alright. Yeah. Looks pretty run down. I'd expect apartments in this condition to get torn down rather than just left to rot. Does anyone even manage this building? A candle? Whenever you see a candle on the map, you can examine it. Yep. Ooh. I have HP in this game. Ooh, didn't actually save, I don't think. There we go. Isn't this trespassing? I hate feeling so conspicuous. It puts me completely on end. If a door should suddenly open and someone yells at me for being here, I'll probably just drop dead on the spot. Is someone coming? When a person gets truly startled, she's unable to move due to a combination of fear and, well, being put on the spot. It's like she's been planted to the ground. It may be human nature, but I hated not being in control of my actions. Nonetheless, there I was, a sitting duck just waiting for someone to come down the stairs. Except no one did. The seconds ticked on, but I was pretty definitively the only one here. Pretty definitely. Definitively. Could have sworn I heard footsteps. Ghosts! You know, like we expect. The mailbox was stuffed with vast quantities of tissue paper. The bottom layer of this stack was turned an unpleasant shade of brown. It may have just been for years of settling debris, but if that were the case, it shouldn't have been that dark. What's in there? I slowly unwrapped the tissue, morbidly curious as to what I might find. A tooth? No. It was only then that I noticed the inside of the mailbox itself, which was stained in deep crimson. It looked like a whole lot of blood. I'd unwrapped enough by then to see what was inside the tissue paper, too. It was the skeletal remains of a bird. And underwear. On the rusted panel of the mailbox from which I discovered the gruesome find was the name scribbled in permanent marker, Shinozaki. Okay, time to go home. No. Just plain rotted entirely. I just need to know me. Excuse me. In we go. Oh, that's nice. What's going on? Is someone there? I must be hearing things. No, you're hearing spousal abuse. Where's my flashlight? Persistent use of the flashlight will eventually kill its battery. If this happens, you'll need to find a new battery and use it, or you'll be left in the dark. 401 Shinozaki. I should have gone to the bathroom before coming here. Don't start this again with the toilet finding. Guess I'll just have to hold it. Piss in the bucket. Okay, how do we turn on flashlight? Oh, okay. Door shut tight. Excuse me. There's a doorbell on the wall nearby. Pressing it on only produces clicks. Guess there's no power. Ram it! I took a deep breath, mentally prepared myself for what I was about to attempt, and grabbed the steel doorknob. My phone. God, don't scare me like that. Who would be calling me at this hour? Huh? Unknown number. Hello? Don't go, don't go, don't go. 042444444444444444. What the hell? The number disappeared from the screen as if the call had never been placed. What? What? Is my phone on the fritz or something? God. Don't be a baby, come on. It's open. Hello? It's so dusty. Oh, that's the biggest worry we have. How many years has it been since somebody actually lived here? Is anyone home? Touch the fire. Should I take off my shoes? It's dusty, no. No, put your shoes back on! That was totally a voice. That's right. I'll need to learn from my mistakes at Yoshie Shinazaki's house. This time I've come prepared. With the voice recorder Sis used for her research. November 10th, 2008, 7:48 p.m. Beginning investigation of Makina Shinazaki's apartment. I'm fine, I can do this. I've been to that school and that house. Switch does nothing. As expected, this apartment doesn't seem to have any power. Looks like a bathroom door. Do you need to use? You said you needed to use the restroom. It's a Japanese-style toilet. Fortunately, despite the condition of the apartment building in general, it seems to be a modern, fully functioning, non-septic model without any foul smell. I wonder if water was still on. Even if it is, the roar of the flushing water would be really disconcerting right now. Why do I have to pee at a time like this? What the hell's wrong with me? Just go to the bathroom. We're not playing this game of hold it again. I can't. I really have to go. If I don't, I'm afraid I'll wet myself. We're actually gonna watch this? Sneaking to the deceased woman's abandoned apartment and using her bathroom. It was kind of absurd, but I almost felt like I was infiltrating the deepest chambers of an enemy base. I'm so nervous it just won't come out. Oh, blood. Okay. With what sounded like my own relieved voice echoing out at me from the walls, I thought I'd finally done my business, but my bladder still felt completely full. I haven't gotten anything out at all. Oh, blood. What is this blood? It's not dripping from the ceiling or anything. As if accompanying the loud bubbling sound, the dull squish of the blade cutting into flesh was also faintly audible. It immediately brought to mind someone slitting her wrists. No, I can't. Oh dear. No wonder this became a hentai comic. Yeah, I know, right? Still can't believe they did that. It gotta ruin a good thing. The way Yamamura was talking. Makina Shinozaki is dead. Indeed. But her appliance still seemed to be completely intact. Has anyone ever been in here since her passing? Damn it, this is scary. On the tiny kitchen table sat numerous prescription bags and instructions. The name written on every bag was Makina Shinozaki. Gets that, cinches it. Clinches it? This is definitely Makina Shinozaki's apartment. Yee. There was a photo hanging from the freezer door. Though blurry and hard to make out, it seemed to be a forest thick with mist, along with the additional detail that made it much worse. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. No, I want to go home. I'm scared. Clues. I'm looking for clues, but where? How? Well, if you stop panicking all the time, we can get somewhere. I don't even know what I'm looking for, do I? I'll just try to take some of Makina's things back with me, I guess. As many as I can carry. Take her stuff, then. In the corner formed by the wall of the refrigerator and the sink, there's an extremely disturbing amount of mold growing. Just breathing the air nearby feels hazardous to one's health. There aren't any real signs of food anywhere, however. Maybe Makina didn't eat much. Yeah, that's what it is. She just didn't eat. Oh, what's this? Items lying about can be determined by examining them. There may be hidden compartments and spaces and shelves and such as well, so be sure to examine everything very carefully. Okay, it's okay. Let's look in the mirror first. I could see myself in the mirror. I looked worried. There's something lying on the table. Batteries! The drawer seemed to contain only insurance documents, as well as an official name stamp. These aren't. I can't take these. I wonder if there are any departments listed though, or if there's anything else in here. Let's see. Photographs. The top photograph of the stack depicted a young woman with a hairstyle decidedly not of the modern era. Is this Makina? The next photograph showed a different woman smiling wildly. Her clothes were actually quite beautiful, and her eyes looked almost lifelike on the paper, like they would suck you in. I lived through each of the remaining pictures, seeing mostly just more of the same until Makina, Reiki, and Yoshie in Yokohama. Aww. Yoshie Shinozaki. That's Sachiko's mother. So does that mean this girl is... What's this? It was a small white box made of paper. So small, in fact, that it fit in the palm of my hand with room to spare. It was light as a feather, too. It looks quite big, if you ask me. Another dead bird! Oh gosh. Yes, there are name tags too. Why is there another one in here? I have to pick it up, but I really don't want to. I can't do it. Woman, the things you've been through, you can't pick up a dead bird. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I closed my eyes and put my hands together, saying a little prayer for the poor animal. I then left the box where it lay and got back to my feet. In the middle of the room, a twin-sized futon was neatly laid out. Its top cover was convex, just as it would be if someone were sleeping underneath. No, it's not. In fact, that's exactly what it looked like, almost unmistakably. And right on top of it sat a perfect cube of a box, about 10 centimeters across on all sides and bright red like a Shinto torii gate. Which would have been a lot more interesting if I weren't still scared out of my mind by the thought that there might have been someone under the covers this whole time. Touch it! I have to take this back with me. It won't open. It's not your first ghost, woman. It was a silhouette of a human being, all black save for two of the perfectly round cutouts positioned halfway up the head, glinting with an unearthly light. There were no signs of life nor detail anywhere along the shadowy figure except in those eyes. No, there's plenty of detail. I see a shirt, I see a coat, I can see her pants, I can see her hair. I see a lot of detail. But those eyes were very much alive. They were undeniably the eyes of a human. As if in response to my worst fears, I'd suddenly caught sight of a small girl in a black dress standing in front of me. Hesitantly taking a closer look, it was actually me, reflected in the mirror. But not just me, there was a black shadow behind me and it was coming closer. I panicked and whirled around and my light immediately went out. I was completely shrouded in darkness as if whatever I'd seen fully enveloped me. No, no, no! Ooh! Girl, calm down. I'd stepped on something soft and squishy. Unconsciously, I paused for a split second, pondering what it might have been. But my de facto conclusion was, I don't care, I need to get the hell out of here. Good, that's good. That's good thinking right there. Why is it locked? I don't remember locking it. No, please, not now. Open, open. Feeling around along the glass door's surface, I finally found what seemed to be a handle. I tried in vain to turn it, only to realize that I couldn't because... What? Why won't my right hand why won't my right hand open? I didn't have to ask, though I could feel it and see it. My right hand was being clasped shut by a tiny, ghostly hand of a white-hued child. I shook my arm violently and the white apparition faded from sight. Is this Dark Sachiko? From the movie? My closed right hand still wouldn't open. Why? Can't I open it? I had to get out of there. That was paramount. Clenched fist or no, I need to leave before something worse happened. Panicked, I flung open the glass door. This is why we don't take off our shoes! Wait, why are we back in here? Why? This should be the way out. I fell back, completely sick to my stomach. My heart was pounding so hard and so fast. I was convinced I was going to have a heart attack and die. At the very least, I knew I was about to lose consciousness. As if to confirm just how done for I was, my nose began bleeding profusely. I had no doubt at all anymore. This was the end. Shinosaki, hey, snap out of it. Class rep. Uh-oh. Friends. Kishinuma moved my worn, limp body onto the Tommy floor. And carefully sat me up. I regained consciousness right away, and I was immediately met with the worried gaze of Kishinuma, Mochida, and Nakashima. Thank goodness you're safe. Nakashima wiped tears from her eyes. You guys. I was so relieved, so very relieved to see my friends. I started crying as well. Shinosaki, why the hell did you think you were doing coming here by yourself? I had to. I had to. Why? Kishinuma. Satoshi? Let's leave this to Yoshiki. I was the cause of this. The cause of what? Everything. Everything's my fault. All our friends are gone because of me. Even Sis. Even she's gone. I was sobbing like a baby. My face must have been a mess. And my voice came out hoarse and in short bursts. No, it didn't. It sounded very loud in my ear. How is this your fault? Because it was my idea to do Sachiko Ever After. I'm the one who brought it to school and had everyone stay to participate. That was the start of it all. It's my fault. No, it's not Ho's fucking fault. How can you possibly take sole responsibility for that? Hey, we're a team, Shinosaki. You know that, right? I sheepishly nodded my head and looked down. I didn't want to meet his gaze. Well, if you know that, then don't forget it. Stop taking everything on yourself. Let me put it to you real simple. Don't you ever think for a second, not even 1 second, that this is all your fault. Oh, from what I got from reading into the background, like, a lot of people ship them together, but it doesn't ever happen, from what I read. But I could be surprised if they lied to me, but from what I heard, they don't ever get together. But, because he, I guess, accepts that she's never gonna want him or something. I don't know. You're not to be blamed, okay? So stop blaming yourself, damn it. But I could be wrong. Maybe they get together. Who knows? Everybody else here feels the same way too, right? Yeah, Yoshiki's right. He's exactly right. You shouldn't always try to take everything on by yourself. Because to be honest, those three could probably handle it better than you. I didn't want you guys to get dragged into this. I tried to do it myself so you wouldn't have to, but I was scared. I gotta turn down the voice in my ear. I just couldn't do anything. God, you are so dense. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. You did good. Just don't do it again. Not without us. I'm dense? That's mean. No, that's not exactly what I meant. Thank you. I didn't entirely believe that it was the fact that this whole mess started when I led everyone into the Sachiko Ever After ritual, but I appreciated their words nonetheless. We're the ones who made it out. We have no choice but to come to terms with what happened. It's part of us now. We don't have to accept it, though. Yeah, we can still fight this. We can try to set things right, even if only by the slimmest of margins. I think it's fair to say that we all feel the same way you do, class rep. You claim you couldn't do anything, however, but I'm not quite convinced that's true. I didn't recognize the voice at all, and I was a little perturbed that no one else seemed startled by it. It belonged to the girl I'd never seen before wearing an unusual outfit. Oh, you. You must be Ayumi Shinosaki. I'm glad to see no harm has befallen you. Who are you? Shinozaki, this is the person who tipped us off about where you were headed and led us here. Her name is Aiko Niwa. I'm sorry to be presumptuous. I took the liberty of looking into you. I'm what you might call an intelligence agent, I suppose, regarding matters of the supernatural. As a little sister of As a little sister of Hinoe Shinozaki, I suppose the quickest way to explain would be to say that I'm a friend of Naho Sayanoki's. A friend of Naho's? And you know Sis too? Yes. Your sister, Hinoe, made quite a name for herself in this plane. Ayumi, your right hand, are you not able to open it? My right hand had been clasped shut the whole time. I'd almost forgotten about it. I tried to open it again, but still couldn't. No, I can't. Huh? Let me see. Hishinuma grabbed my hand and tried to pry my fingers open. Ow, that hurts! There's no point in forcing it. It should open naturally when the time is right. You just need to be patient. Oh, and what's this now? She attempted to open the box for just a moment, but her efforts proved to be in vain, just as mine were. This is rather intriguing. Like your hand, it simply refuses to show us what is contained. How fascinating. Aiko was mesmerized by the unopening box. She seemed desperate to understand what force kept it sealed, almost giddily at the unspoken prospect of what could it mean. What it could mean. Such spiritual energy. This is wonderful. May I hold on to this, if only for tonight? I believe I might be able to open it once I've returned home. I don't like you already. Okay. I had the feeling that this was less a request than it was a statement. She would never have taken no for an answer. Well, it's getting late. Let's talk tomorrow, shall we? I'll come meet you after school. Random. That night, after I returned home, I stood in front of my mirror and just kept trying to open my right hand, put every bit of strength and energy I had into it. My fingers, it opened. Ah, teeth! What I found inside my heretofore closed hand were teeth, human teeth from the looks of it. From small baby teeth, 2 of them. The roots of each tooth were embedded deep within my palm and was bleeding quite a bit as a result. Why? Why are there baby teeth in my hand? I bet I know if I go by the movie, but I'm not gonna spoil it for people watching the game for the first time. To be continued! Well, we're continuing it now. EVP entries for Hinoe's Shinozaki have been unlocked. New Encyclopedia Obscura entries have been unlocked. WI Kisaragi Academy Yoshiki Kishinuma Grimoire Shachiko Ever After Yui Shishido Ayumi Shinozaki Saiko Shinohara Shimo Renjaku South Apartments Mayu Suzumoto Naomi Nakashima Satoshi Mochida Yuka Mochida Sakatora Moshige Takamine Yanahigara Yoshikazu Yanahigahori Hajima Yamazaki Mira Yamamura Yoshizawa Candle. Candle. Yes, I would love to save. Thank you. Whoop! Chapter 1's done.